Hey, everybody. Just getting YouTube set up. Go, Ben. Hey, Gus. Hey, Beads McGee. It should be on Chess TV in about 8 minutes, then we'll start looking at games. I'm cold. Dr. Bojangles subscribed. Dr. Bojangles subscribe. Thanks for supporting the stream. Today's Groundhog Day. The groundhog saw his shadow, so that means there's more winter. But it's in the 60s here, so good enough. First time watching. I better be on my A game. Thanks, Flick my bean. Freezing cold in Nova Scotia. Yeah, that makes sense. 46 days till spring. The groundhog is correct 40% of the time. He doesn't even beat random chance. You're cold too. Good. Yeah, Karen didn't like that movie. She's the only person I've met who doesn't like that movie. We saw it about 2 years ago. I mean, I saw it when it came out, and I've seen it since. But Karen's only seen it the one time we're watching it with the kids. They didn't like it so much either. Hi, Canada. Hi, Germany. The Bob Dylan movie is good. Yeah, we like that. We all saw that. Did you guys watch the exciting finale of Tata Steel? It was exciting. Nobody pointed out that Fabi lost to Varmerdam. But Fabi was white. Man, tough tournament. Also, nobody pointed out that Arjun won his last 3 games. I think Arjun finished same score as Fabi, or maybe more. Brasopsis gave 2 bits. Hooray. Yeah, Fabi has a serious case of old. It's in the mornings for me here. I always miss it. Yeah, it's in the mornings for me too, but not that early. But yeah, if I lived on the West Coast, then I would also miss it. Good commentary. Yeah, Nepo's also old. Nepo and Fabi's time is over. It's time for Abdu Satorov and Prague and Gukesh and Arjun. And that's about it. I scored 5 out of 9. It's a good story. Sir Cleve subscribed with Prime. But he can't tear off these nuts. Kasparov will make a comeback. Really? Don't forget Parham. I forgot Parham. I'm still forgetting him. I don't know which is sillier, Parham or Kasparov. I guess Kasparov is. Kasparov's old enough to be Gukesh's grandfather. Don't forget Wei Yi. Wei Yi. I forgot Wei Yi. I don't think Wei Yi lost a game. I think he had 1 or 2 wins and the rest draws. Not as good as last year, but close. I like the way everybody collapsed in the last round. When does it start here? It started about 15 minutes ago. Oh no, it only says 9 minutes ago. And you're right. The tariffs will probably collapse the world economy, but truth hurts. Go, Sweet D. Who would have thought electing a moron to be president would have hurt anything? The truth hurts. Hi, Chess TV. I'm Ben. Today's Sub Sunday. We look at subs games. Yeah, that was a good game. I won €33 in books. That's good. Chess never starts. Never. A Sitbear, I like the way in one of your games you were NN. I texted you that day to check the game. Yeah, that was a good game. Okay, we can start. Bonarici writes, why is C takes D4, E takes D4, Bishop B4 check, Bishop D2, Bishop D2, Queen D2 better than what I played? Bishop E7. I like wrecking white's pawns in the Nimzo, but in the CD4 variation, I don't get to. Is it because Bishop E7 is passive like a Georgia Coed? Help. Well, that was a lot of words. Grandmaster Gus gifted a sub to PSU Cosmic. You played like NN? Okay. So here's Bonarici's game. It says he's playing Timeless DGT, but I don't know what that means. It's the Queen's Indian. Most people play Bishop A6 now, but Bishop B7 is the old move. And Bonarici's old. This was a 5-minute game. I thought Sundown was Gordon Lightfoot. So it wants you to play takes and Bishop B4 check. I don't know. I kind of like Bishop E7. Takes and Bishop B4 check. I mean, E3 is a silly move. Yeah, you can't play E3 here. You have to play D5. So E3 is already a mistake. Yeah, I guess that it equalizes more easily than your move, but your move's fine. It still wants to play D5. That's why it likes taking and Bishop B4 check better, just to make D5 not as strong. Yeah, basically white should play D5 every move. Yeah, now it's just equal because black played D5. It's the hanging pawns. What else? These moves are all good. Knight G5 isn't good, but it looks aggressive, attacking in black's position, unleashing the latent potential of the bishop. For some reason, the engine likes B5 a lot. B5's okay. I wouldn't play it. Ooh, never play F3. Terrible move. It actually is bad. That sacrifice is unsound, but interesting. Knight h8 exclam. The best move. Oops. It says queen e6 is a mistake because of rook e6. Then it says it's equal. I don't know why. Queen d7 looks fine. It wants you to play king g8 or knight f7. I don't know. Queen d7 looks fine. And then queen f4 loses immediately to knight g6. Or bishop d6. Yeah, now it says black's up a piece. Good technique. Knight f2 hangs the rook. So that's not good. Then white resigned. Sometimes I think it's a sin when I feel like I'm winning, but I'm losing again. That's the original Sundown. I'm not sure what your song is. Your song was late. Oh, snap. Well, Bonar played pretty well that game, I thought. Especially since it was a 5-minute game. Hi, Ben. Daily game I lost, and I'm not sure how and what happened. I got to a point where I couldn't find a move and apparently picked a bunch of wrong ones. As always, appreciate your thoughts. Thank you. "87 years old." There was a 87-year-old who played at Tata Steel like 25 years ago. But he's probably passed away by now. He was a great Dutch player in the 30s and 40s. How can you enter a game? You have to use a time machine and go back in time. What's your bridge strength? Use chess rating to help us understand. Chess rating, 1800, I guess. My team won a regional once. We weren't very good, but we showed them. I have about 600 master points, but I haven't played in a while. The last regional we played in, we won a lot of events. How do you enter a game for the future? Type exclam analysis and do what it says. Or is it exclam analyze? I forgot if it's analysis or analyze. I think it's analysis. It's sort of complicated how to enter a game. That keeps the number of games entered down. But you have to do it on Discord. Exclam tensor help. No, I think exclam analysis does it. It's like bridge, it's complicated. Oh, Colorado 7. Terrible. There we go. Bonarici, where you been? We just analyzed your game. Were you there listening and not saying anything? I was complimenting your play. You just got here. You were the first person to submit a game, so I analyzed your game. Anyway, your opponent played suspiciously, but I was confused when it said the name of your opponent. Timeless DGT. That was confusing me. Caffeine Jones just got here. Okay, so this is our Heroes Black. It's a daily game. Black's already winning. This is my game with Ginger GM. So far, you're playing well. Yeah, here you can win material. You can take, and then play Queen B6, and you're attacking both pawns. So you'd win a pawn doing this. So that would be good. C4 is not great. You take the pressure off the center. It's not terrible. Yeah, and here you should play bishop takes knight and mess up his pawn structure. And then put pressure on the e pawn. Also, you can play knight c5 to d3 sometimes. You can also put pressure on his b pawn. No, now you definitely have to take... You want to trade pieces because he's trying to attack you. He can't attack you with no pieces. So you definitely want to take this and play knight d7. Get your knight off of f6. Yeah, that's a mistake. Yeah, you want to take this, threatening knight d3 check. So he has to take back and then play knight d7. Then you're fine. Yeah, and f5 just loses because you mess up all your pawns. f5 is the losing move. Here you should play queen d5, defending all of your pawns. Because the knight's attacking this pawn. The queen's going to attack this pawn soon after he trades. So queen d5 defends all your pawns. You could also play knight takes knight, then play queen d5. Well, queen g2 is terrible. You should take en passant. Probably your opponent didn't know the en passant rule. Then the engine says he's plus 3.5. Yeah, now it's just equal. Yeah, probably queen d5 is better. But queen b6 is okay. Yeah, and a5 is too slow. You got to kick his queen out before he gets his pawns going. So you want to play rook d8 and rook d5 and kick out his queen. Then you can play for your attack. Yeah, now you're in trouble. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do here, you're still in trouble. Because if you play rook f7, he plays g6. And if he plays h6, you can't play g6 because he mates you. And you can't stop it. That's why queen d5 was probably better than queen b6. But yeah, in this position, you definitely have to look out for h5, h6. So you have to play rook here, and kick his queen out. Then you're okay. Yeah, now you're lost. Because your king is too open. Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do here. You're just losing. Queen c7 is the best move according to the engine, but then queen takes e6 checks, crashing through. Yeah, basically after a5 you were lost in this position. If you played rook d8, rook d5 and kicked out his queen, then you'd be okay. Or you could do it a move earlier and play queen d5. You don't want his queen sitting here because that's all up in your grill. And then h5, h6 is incredibly annoying, which you found out. So queen b6 is a very minor mistake. Now, if you play rook d8, rook d5, you're fine. Very slightly worse. No big deal. But after a5, h5, you're losing because you can't stop h6. And then you have to open up the king side, and then king side opens, no good. Otherwise, pretty good game. How did I learn cheese? My mom took me to the grocery store when I was a kid, and there were different cheeses there. Now I just eat vegan cheese. Good question. Okay, the next game is a 10-minute game. Hey, Ben, this is a game I played recently as black. Any tips on how to get to 1900 rapid and improve gameplay? Play better. Well, you won this game, so you know how to do it. By the way, I scored 5.5 out of 9. That's a good score. Although your story sounds made up. Okay, so our hero is black. This is a 10-minute game. White's rated 1891. Black is rated 1803. Bishop g5 is an interesting move. White can play, or black can play either knight e4 or take on c4. Both good. Knight e4 is okay. I had this position once as black, about 35 years ago. Yeah, my opponent played that too. Yeah, white's slightly better. Black has doubled pawns. Yeah, queen b6 isn't good. Can't play queen c7 then queen b6. You wanted to play bishop b4, but he can easily stop that by castling. Or he could play a3. Yeah, white has a nice space advantage on the queen side. You know, the engine says queen b3 is winning. Or queen a2, I guess, because your e-pawn's pretty weak. It doesn't like f5. It wants you to play g5. Yeah, this is also good for white. I don't understand that move. That hangs a knight. I don't know. White's losing on purpose. I don't know. Now white's better. What'd you do wrong? It says you're only slightly better here. And then after this, you're slightly worse. It likes white a lot here, even though white's down a piece. Don't understand knight g4. Doesn't like d5. It says f3 or h3. It says they're both good for white. Yeah, this move I don't understand. A lot of moves I don't understand this game. Now bishop d6 check is winning. Why would you retreat your bishop instead of going here and gaining a tempo? Still winning for white. Yeah, black's king is too exposed. Yeah, and f4 is terrible. The best move is rook d7. The second best move is rook f5 check. And it says they both give white a winning attack. Queen f7 is an excellent move. Playing for the trick, takes, queen takes rook, and knight e3 check. If I was white, I would fall into that. No, he played rook f5. Yeah, now black's winning. Now black's extra piece makes sense because white blocked his bishop and exposed his king and allowed knight e3, forking every piece. So f4 was a terrible blunder. And black should win the endgame up a piece. Rook g1? Wow. Interesting move. Now it says white's winning again. c7 wins, threatening c8 queen. Check. Now rook b5 check and rook c5 is winning. And that's losing. Yeah, that pawn doesn't matter. Rook b5 check and then rook here. That's what white should play. It says white's +2. Now black's winning again. Oh, rook takes g2 is a blunder. That loses immediately, but white didn't see it. King g6 exclam, stopping the pawn from queening with check. In this position, rook takes just allows white to queen, attacking the king, and then takes, and white's winning. Probably both players were in time trouble. But yeah, the rook is overworked. It's defending the rook on g2 and the pawn from queening. Now it says it's a draw. Now queening with check wins again. And now after king d7, black's winning. Now it's a draw again. The way to draw is very funny. You sacrifice this rook, then you queen, and then black gives a perpetual check with the rooks. And this rook and pawn ending is also a draw. White did do that. This did happen. Oh wait, this didn't happen. Now I'm confused. I have to go look at the game. Ah, white resigned instead of drawing the game. Ah, okay. So in this position, after rook check king here, white resigned. And instead of resigning, white could have played rook takes bishop and queen, and the game would end in a draw. And the reason you don't queen right away is black has checkmate. That's why you sacrifice this rook for the bishop, so the king has the f1 square. Georgiana Morea is raiding with a party of 79. Please give a shout out if I have any mods here. Thanks for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. Do I have any mods? There's 1,900 people here. Hi, Raider. Do you play for the Las Vegas Raiders? I really don't have any mods here with 1,900 people watching. Man, the truth hurts. All my mods are banned for not being here. Big Daddy gave 1 bit. Thank you. Have you ever cried after a chess game? A better question is, have I never not cried after a chess game? Yeah, we don't like the beach, so it's okay that we don't get to buy beachfront houses. We live very far from the beach. Although, I did start a perfume line called The Beach. But I think some other guy stole it. That should be one of the Seinfeld trivia guys' questions. So in this position, white's winning if they queen. Now it's a draw. Now white's winning if they queen. Now king d7 wins. And after this, queening draws. And then, or taking this and queening draws. And then white resigned instead. So that wasn't the best game of the week. Have you ever started trash talking seriously against an opponent OTB? Well, you don't talk during an OTB game, unless it's like a Blitz game outside. How much money will you lose in the stock market for Trump and Trudeau during a trade war? Doing a trade war? Nothing. The lesson is never resign. Well, that game wasn't from Tata Steel. Why did White resign? White didn't see the way out. Hikaru always talks about finance tips. Well, that's good. That's where you should get your finance tips from. Chess streamer. Wei Yi never resigned. I think Wei Yi was the only person who didn't lose a game. Financial advice from Levy, the GM. What? You can take financial advice from Levy. He's not a GM streamer. Grassy Hobolo subscribed. Hooray. He made plus 0.1 ELO. That's a lot. Better than I do. Yeah, when I look to the right, I see you. Can YouTube subs submit games? No, only Twitch subs. And then even then, it's too complicated to do. Hikaru always flexes that he has a lot more money than people think. That is a good flex. I have less money than people think, so that's pretty good. As long as you have a different amount of money than people think, then you're good. $69. Will you ever enable analysis through YouTube memberships? I don't know. That's a Karen question. How much do I have, more or less than Levy? I have less than Levy. I'm a sub. Grandmaster Gus gifted a sub. Thanks, Grandmaster Gus. How do people choose who starts white or black in official games? Usually it's arm wrestling. But in the case of Vaishali versus Norderbeck, he wasn't allowed to arm wrestle her, so they just gave him white. Do you have a third monitor? Well, there's one on the left, one on the right, and one in the middle. The one in the middle is the one I use to look at chess. The one on the left is Twitch. The one on the right is YouTube. Then there's another computer over there that's giving the monitor its screen. Where's OBS? OBS is on this monitor under the YouTube page. Sometimes I have it on OBS, sometimes YouTube. How many computers are you using? I think 2. Yeah, 2 computers. I think Karen uses 3. Yeah, Karen keeps OBS on top too, but I don't. Okay, time to look at another game. Slow OTB game, New York State Championship 2022. An English attack featuring some Feingold rules where I played a cool interference sacrifice. My opponent's friends were spectating when I played the move, which made it all the more comical. A few annotations and variations are in the PGN. So white is 1900 and black is 1568. Most of the game is annotations. Our hero is white. This is a slow game. It was played the day before my birthday. Unless it was played, yeah, that's right, because it's Labor Day weekend. Yeah. Still theory. I was analyzing this with my student yesterday. We didn't analyze that. Yeah, we look at knight bd7, castles, b5, b4. h5 we didn't look at. Always play king b1. That's a good note. H3 doesn't look like the best move. These moves are all right. Bishop takes b6. Not a bad move. Knight d5. There's no bishop takes d5 for tactical reasons. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that's a mistake. Black should play bishop d7. Try to defend the c6 square. You know, white's doing really well. That's also not good. Yeah, here black has to play queen c5, and you can't take the bishop because of queen c2 check. When he played bishop e7, now he's much worse. F6, the losing move. Although black was probably losing before that. But Engine really hates f6. Yeah, a5's terrible also. White's wrapping it up. And you will know my name is the Lord. Yeah, that's a pretty bad blunder. But it didn't matter, so that's the good part. Knight d4 double exclam. So white wants to play rook g3 and deliver checkmate, but then black plays queen g1 check. So white played knight d4, threatening knight f5, and then if you take the knight and I play rook g3, your queen is blocked from g1. That's the interference tactic. Totally unnecessary, but, you know, cool. That's a nice finish. Gus is always on fire. The best way to win a brilliant game like that is to make sure your opponent's a lot lower rated than you. How come the New York State champ, a 1900, played a 1500? What kind of tournaments are these? How much did you practice every day for becoming a GM? I went to the skating rink every day at 5 a.m. And then because of that, I became world ice skating champion. Yeah, black played f6 that game and white played king b1. So we know the results. C4 is explosive is a great name. Good chat as usual. Yeah, black did get dunked on a lot that game. I cheated more than Trump, which isn't even possible. Paraphrasing Elon Musk, or quoting him. One time I did a triple axel, but it turned out I was driving a truck and I wasn't ice skating. I would make everybody on welfare billionaires. See how the billionaires like it. A lot of people are saying it, Tonkan. What time is it in the U.S.? The U.S. has many time zones. The time zone I'm in, it's 8:42 p.m. Yeah, it's probably about 8 hours later in Russia. Doug Polk Poker. Not only that, but the real Doug Polk messaged Karen explaining that that wasn't you. that wasn't him. So she talked to the fake Doug Polk and the real Doug Polk on the same day. That's not the real Doug Polk, Grandmaster Gus. It's the fake one. Uh-oh, Karen's furious. She's coming down.
Wait, did Doug Poker's back?
Yeah, he's back, and he said he was flirting with you yesterday. How do you like that, bud? And then Grandmaster Gus gave him a sub.
Yeah, so what happened is...
Karen's always listening.
No, what happened was, let me in here for a second.
Which side do you want?
It doesn't matter. Oh, I guess my...
Your usual side.
I'm like,
Look at Grandmaster Gus checkmating his opponent.
Nice. So, Doug Polk Poker. We had our little back and forth. It was fun, you know. Then I forgot about it. Then later, Ben saw the chat and thought that it was that you thought it was the real one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that I was talking to the real one. So he tells Sean D, who we're friends with, hey, Doug Polk, I don't know what all you said, but Doug Polk was on the stream and blah, 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 blah. And then I guess Sean...
Then Sean investigated that
right.
by talking to Doug Polk, and Doug's like, I wasn't on the stream.
So then I come down to tell Ben I was going to karaoke, and look at Bonar. I would never flirt with someone's wife. So then I came down just to tell Ben I was going out, and Sean was relaying all this on the phone. He said, well, Doug Polk followed you and DM'd you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I was just so confused. But then later, I checked my DMs after I'd gone out to karaoke, and the real Doug Polk followed me and DM'd me. And it all resulted from you, Doug Polk Poker.
And then he was flirting with her. So, terrible. Yeah, real Sean Deeb is a sub. He subbed yesterday, but he subs a lot.
So I got a follow, and a DM from the real Doug Polk. And he was saying, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I wasn't really on the stream. And I said, I know it was a joke. It was a joke. Mm-hmm. Anyway, okay, I got to go do more work. Bye.
Mm-hmm. This guy says Doug Polk is using both accounts.
Right. Austin, my hoagie. Hey, Austin. Yeah, it was just fun. No, I was listening a little bit while I was doing some video editing.
Mm-hmm. .NET runners subscribed. Hooray! I'm 21.99 USCF. That's good rating. Okay, now we have 2 games from Sitbear. I don't think the results sit well with him. Sitbear wrote, hey, I trapped his bishop. This game was played last year in July or something. Game 60, delay 10. Sitbear's 1432 and his opponent's 1641. And Sitbear has white. Still theory. Okay, white's slightly better. The engine doesn't like c4 at all because it weakens the d4 pawn. Black can play bishop h5 and pin the knight and put pressure on d4. Rook is putting pressure. So it doesn't like c4 because you can't play c3. It says this is equal. Now it says black is slightly better. It doesn't like c5. g3 double question mark. He gives some line with bishop a6 instead. Which looks crazy. That looks like something that Hitbear would play, not Sitbear. So now bishop h5 is really strong, but that's easy to overlook. When he played it, threatening knight takes d4. There's no good defense to that. There's no way to defend your d4 pawn. Yeah, g3 looks good until bishop h5 is played. Amazing. Yeah, if you take with the queen, then bishop f3 check and checkmate. Or checkmate. So he played f3, never play f3. And then there's back rank mate. That's amazing. G3 just loses the game. Because it looks like you're trapping his bishop. But then you have these problems with the d4 pawn, the two bishops, and the what else. Yeah, that's sort of like undeserved. Because you played pretty well. Then you made one bad move and you're lost. You did trap his bishop. Your number 4 wood division? Is that like some porn thing? Somebody wants you to sacrifice your queen. Well, the problem is you're going to lose one of these pieces. You can't save them both. So you'll have 2 pieces for a queen, which isn't very good. Okay, now we have another Sitbear game with his brother Hitbear. When Sitbear posts a game that he lost to Hitbear, he spends a paragraph explaining that he always beats Hitbear. This is the only game Hitbear's ever beat him in his life. And Hitbear never actually beat me. This is fake. And my score against Hitbear is 1,000-0, and so forth. Then he says, and now here's the game I lost. Let's see if he did it again. Last time I played Hitbear, I won 4-1. The time before that, I won 6-0. This time, I lost 0-4. In this game, I cracked under the time pressure, and he won with 5 minutes left on his clock. Can you give me a percentage chance between 100 and 200%? Hitbear was using an engine against me. Then he gives me a link for timestamps. Man, harsh. Oh, Hitbear's your cousin, not your brother? Terrible. Is he imaginary? All right. Is this like Fight Club? You're actually playing yourself? Yeah, Hitbear's obviously not using an engine because he's already made like 2 mistakes. Yeah, the engine doesn't like any of the moves either one of you make. Likes knight b4. That seems like a Hitbear kind of move. Yeah, it wants Hitbear to play bishop f5. Doesn't like c6. It says bishop d7 is better. Now it says c3 is winning. Doesn't like b5. Yay, Hanging Mate subscribed. Thanks for supporting the stream. Thanks for Hanging Mate. It doesn't like any move your cousin's making. It says white's completely winning. Yeah, you're just a piece up for nothing. It doesn't like king f2 very much. There's a queen f5. Doesn't like knight e4. Doesn't like queen takes g5. Yeah, there's a 0% chance your cousin's using an engine. He's playing just like he always plays. Very suspiciously. He's down 2 pieces for nothing. You're just completely winning. It's resignable. You lost an endgame 2 pieces up, and you think your cousin cheated? What? Yeah, here just play rook f8 check and take his rook. Because his king has to move away from his rook. But it doesn't matter, you're up a piece for nothing. Now it says it's a draw. It says knight g5 is winning. And now after king here, it's a draw. Well, then you hung mate and won. So you were winning the whole game, then you were drawing for 1 move, then you hung mate and won. Basically, quit chess. Yeah, he didn't start using an engine. You just played incredibly badly. Anyway, I recommend quitting chess. Try golf. Look at the timestamps. How much percentage accuracy? 0% for both players. The only thing suspicious is his rating being 4 digits. Did you just make your number up? Yeah, that is funny. And everybody's scoring off a Sitbear. Yeah, golf with Trump. Started using an engine around move 15? No. Maybe his rating is 929. He added a 1 to the beginning. That seems likely. And Yabba Dabba Doo would know because he's Yabba Dabba Doo too. He never played well that game at any point. None of his moves made any sense. What do you think of electronic chessboards? Useful or gimmicks? Useful. Worst game of the night. Sitbear up 2 pieces against an engine. Hangs mate in 1. Tough. Yeah, I think you're blaming the wrong person here. You're blaming the wrong Hitbear. You got to blame Sitbear for that loss, not Hitbear. Anyway, congrats to your cousin. He seems like a fine player. Hi, Ben. Week 2 of the current weekly tournament. I'm playing down 400 points with the black pieces. I tried to play a check Benoni via the old Benoni move order, but somehow I ended up in a Carol Khan Panov, which I did not expect. But there's worse things that can happen. Okay, black is 1630 and white is 1235. It says he's teenage opponent. Your accuracy was in the 80s? God damn. I think it meant that you played like somebody from the 1980s. Yeah, but that would do. See, he meant zeros, but he put an 8 on the front. And so forth. No, but seriously, we're being too nice to Sitbear. 200% cheat, Rook B1 mate. Hello, Mr. Ben. Just play good tactically. Openings don't matter. Play good chess. Somebody's like, how did you play Carol Khan instead of the check Benoni? It says, check Benoni, you play C5. Carol Khan, you play C6. Does Sitbear cut his own hair or do I? I get my hair cut at the barber shop, although it's not a barber shop. But, you know, they cut hair there. Also, if you look at his account, it's closed for cheating. You reported your cousin for cheating and they believed you. Sitbear did submit 2 games. Oh, should you said should be allowed, but you meant should not. That's funny, ever. That's the most unbelievable part of the whole thing. No, but seriously, Sitbear's not as bad as he plays. I like the way your cousin has his account closed for cheating. That's funny. What, is he losing on purpose? Oh, snap. Anyway, if you buy my Chessable courses, you'll beat your cousin every game, even when he cheats. I couldn't find one good move your cousin played. The whole game. Rurf May, there's only one way to find out. Keep donating those subs. What should I do to get better at chess? I guess play a match against Sitbear and get those rating points. It's good for your confidence, etc. Rurf May 630 gave 5 subs. Hooray! .630's familiar, like it's the area code for Norwalk, Connecticut or something. Yay, we have a hype train. Let's add to the hype train. What famous players did you play over the board? Famous. Caruana, Anand, and that's about it. Smyslov. What's the most humiliating lost OTB in your career? Well, one time I was dreaming and I lost it to Gotham Chess, but then I woke up, but I was still humiliated. Terrible. Yeah, Caruana has a serious case of the old. How old's Caruana? 35? Man, he's so old. How's he still playing in top level tournaments? God, he lost to Farmerdom. God damn. I would draw Farmerdom occasionally. Hans is too old. If you're over 20, forget it. Caruana is half my age. Like I said, too old. Come on, hype train. Hans Joke Niemann. I don't think that's his name. Hans is the next world champion. 100%. Take that percent down to like 0% and I'll agree with you. Levy is the next GM. Levy's the next world champion. Hans got better at chess last year. Not even 0.00001%. Yeah, he has that much chance. Man, if Levy wins the world championship, he'll be trash talking forever. That was a very strange trade today in the NBA. I don't understand why either side did that trade. Roman Shagzeev, 2030. Nobody cares. Who's more likely to be world champion, Naka or Hans? 0% for each. So it's equally likely. Why is there no music on your streams, Ben? Because I like it better with no music. That way when I talk, you can hear me. If you'd like music on the stream, you can play music at your home where you're watching the stream at. Then you can listen to what you want to. How many times you get bitten by a shark? As far as I know, 0. I'm playing my violin to the cat. I used to play violin. I don't know. Doncic and Anthony Davis are both injured a lot. Need to analyze Nico Harrison's trade. Okay, here's the game. Yeah, it's hard to play check Benoni now. Yay, now it's a pair up, pan off Karo Khan. Yeah, knight c6 is better because that attacks the d pawn and knight a5. Queen b3 is not very good. Wow, let's pick the bishop. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Yeah, knight e4 is not good. Should play rook c8. Then black is much better. Yeah, that's not a good move. The best move is d5, which attacks the bishop on e4 and threatens d6 because of the pins and stuff. After d5, white is very slightly better, it says. Now after bishop f4, then black is much better with two bishops. Yeah, this is just better for black. Still a draw with correct play. Queen d6, wow. I guess it's okay. a4? Weakens b3 a bit. Yeah, now black's just winning. Bishop's attacked and the knight's attacked. Knight c4 is forced. Yeah, he probably didn't see e5. This looks like white's winning a piece, but black has e5. Although rook e4 looks good too. Rook e4 is a good move. It's just as good as playing bishop takes e5. That was a weird sequence that white played. Nice, easy technical win for black. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Yeah, I would have played bishop b4, so the knight can't move and the king can't move. It doesn't matter. Then white resigned. Yeah, black played really well that game. White made a lot of not best moves. White played very passively. White's only 1200, but he played very passively. Played the opening okay until he played queen b3. Yeah, I think for 1200, white played pretty well that game. Black probably played better than his rating, too. Go Faustino Oro. Luca is half AD's age. Not quite. But he is younger. All right, that chat's not interesting. How do you submit your own games? Impossible. Inconceivable. My uncle played piano in the original Star Wars soundtrack. Good, good. I put you above my GM. Oh, any GM. Do you prefer Star Trek or Star Wars? Yeah, they're about the same. One's Trek and one's Wars. Can you come play Peoples in Central Park? Well, I live in Atlanta, so no. If Levy becomes world champion, does he owe Hans $1 million? I think if Levy becomes world champion, then Hans owns Levy $1 million. Oh, snap. Hi, Ben. This is a 90-30 game I played today. It's my 5th classical game since my return to OTB chess. So I should get a rating soon, I believe. Starts with sharp tactics and ends with a nice king walk. Okay, black is 1761, and white doesn't have an elo yet. White is our hero. Still theory. Yeah, some people play here and some people play e6. I've played them both. Shoot them both. Usually if you play e6, you play e6 before knight c6. Wow, long castle. That's crazy like Fox News. I guess Fox News isn't the crazy one anymore. Are you from Italy? I am from Italy. Oh, GM Tortellino. Yeah, he's from Italy. Gucci Mane is my neighbor. That's correct. Yeah, so the engine doesn't like h3. It says bishop takes, pawn takes, queen d3 is winning. Although I don't know what to do after d4. Well, I guess I can play knight takes d4. That makes sense. Yeah, d4 is correct. How b4 is correct? Wow, you played b4. That's the best move. This is still better for white. Very tactical. Yeah, the engine prefers knight d4. The engine hates that move. It says queen a5 check is equal. Then after bishop d2, then queen a6. I guess the bishop's worse on d2 than e3. Knight g5 was the best move. Yeah, it just says that white's winning now. It doesn't like any of black's moves at all. Queen E3 is good. Yeah, it just says white's winning. White has a lot of extra material. Wow, if you take it, then Rook D3 is checkmate. But if you play here, you're winning. So he did play there. Yeah, the king is perfectly safe on H5, confusing the audience. Yeah, the engine just says white's mating black. It's like the Nigel Short king walk. That's the last check. Checkmate. Wow, that was a nice game. Very sharp opening, very sharp middle game. Both sides getting checkmated. That was exciting. That probably was a well-played game also. Although the engine stopped liking black's moves around move 15. It just said they were all terrible. Even though Poingalis is kidding, he's still right. If I started learning chess at 19, what is the highest feasible rating I can get to? I don't know, 1,000? That's also true. When we went to Italy, we were on a tour. We were on many tours, but on one particular tour, the guide was an American woman who lived in Italy for 20 years or something. So she spoke English, and because she's American, and she spent the whole tour telling everybody Italian restaurants in U.S. aren't Italian, and you can't get good Italian food unless you're in Italy. And every Italian restaurant in the U.S. is the worst. And the U.S. is the worst. And Italy's great. And all good food in the world is in Italy. And every other country sucks but Italy. And go Italy. And then she said, "Mamma mia, you forgot the pasta." I couldn't believe she said that. Yeah, she particularly didn't like Olive Garden. Olive Garden's so bad, they're always packed. Yeah, U.S. has good pizza. That's for sure. Yeah, if you want a vegan pizza, you can do it in Italy by going to the tourist restaurants and getting one without cheese. When I watch these television shows on cooking, the guy's like, my grandmother owned a restaurant in Italy, and my mother owned a restaurant in Italy, and we took all the recipes, and we buy everything from Italy, so it's just like in Italy. And then supposedly that's all terrible according to her. Yeah, I had good pizza in Italy. All the food I had in Italy was good. Yeah, and I was a vegan when we were in Italy, but it was fine. We even went to an Indian restaurant, which was packed. Because we had, Italian food every day for a week. So we wanted something else. Do they have Emo's the Olive Garden of St. Louis? Olive Garden's not bad, but Emo's. Olive Garden's a little salty. No, I mean I was barely a vegan then. I've only been a vegan for 6 or 7 years. Went to Italy 5 years ago. They don't hang vegans in Italy anymore. Yeah, Emo's isn't good. My friend is from Italy. Her grandfather made the movie King Kong. God damn. Kasparov is the best ever Italian player. Have you ever seen Kasparov in person? Indeed. Me and Kasparov are like that, son. Are you more vegan now? I've always been exactly the same vegan. Always 100%. If you're not 100%, you're not vegan. Then you're just pretending. I've never heard of Italy, but I've heard of Ferrara. Have you ever had a chocolate beignet from Popeyes? I've never been inside of a Popeyes in my life. Okay, it's time for Grandmaster Tortolino's game against Peculiar Guy. Hi, Ben. I'm back with my crazy games. This is an OTB game from 4 months ago. I am rated 1700, pretty low for a GM, but maybe not for Italy. And my opponent's 1800. We had 1 hour each plus 20-second increment. The move I spent the most time on is one where I hung a fork. 20-minute think. After the game, the guy blamed the result on his wife, saying she didn't prepare something energizing for him before the game. He refused to accept there was repetition at the end. The same position had to occur 12 times before he agreed to a draw. And then you wrote his name as Peculiar Guy. Most peculiar, mama. Whoa. 6 times is not enough. That's what she said. Okay, so far everybody's playing great. I don't like bishop b6. I like the 2 bishops. G3 is not the best move. It's okay. It kills the knight on G6 a little. Yeah, bishop H3 is not good. Yeah, just play H4 and harass the knight. Wait, bishop G2, then bishop H3, then bishop G2 is a weird way to play. Queen E7? Yeah, here black should play knight H5. Queen A4? I mean, it's legal. Yeah, back to D7 is good. The engine says knight takes E4 as a winning tactic. Well, not winning, but better for black. Then after queen takes bishop F5, the queen's trapped. So white has to give their knight back. Knight takes e5. Very interesting. I don't know if I consider knight takes e4 in a game. The engine says this is equal. It says king h, choose a mistake. White should play rook h1. Wow. It says now f5 and black's better. Yeah, why not play f5? Got a rook on f8, a queen on g4, knight on g6, f5. And now played f5. That's good. It says f4 is question mark, and now black's winning. Doesn't like that move. It wants to play rook e8. Just build. Doesn't like that move. It says queen g4 is better. Now it says this ending's equal. And that loses a bishop for nothing. You drew this game? Wow. Yeah, black's threatening knight g4. So if white plays bishop d4, the engine says knight takes, rook c1 is equal. Now you just lose a piece. I'm not sure how you didn't lose this game. Let's find out. Yeah, this is a nice tactic that black has, which he didn't find. Knight takes g4, and then if you take knight f2 check, wins the rook. But king f6 wins, so no big deal. No harm, no foul. Black could just take on h4. So that defends the knight. It's just easy winning, king and pawn ending. Everything wins. You can't not win. Two pass pawns for nothing. King e6 resigns. A3. Oh my god. I mean, king e6. The king stops the pawn. No, a3. Oh my god. Black is still winning this endgame, but now it's not easy to win. Well, after d5, I don't know if black's winning. Now black wins the king and pawn ending with queen f4 check. Oh, black played queen f4 check and didn't win. What? d4? No. What a peculiar guy. If his wife had made him the right food, he would have played king c4, king c5, king c4. Yeah, this is just your standard winning king and pawn endgame. Yeah, this is just, you know, every Russian schoolboy knows. d4. After d4, it's a draw. Draw agreed. No, our hero had white. I'm going to use the restroom, then I'll come back and look at the remaining kings. Oh, I still have some water left. What? That's crazy. I'll be back. I see I didn't miss a lot of donations. This is just a fun and sloppy Blitz game I played today. I'm playing white. 5 minute with 5 second increment. Both players are 950. Hey, I got more viewers when I left. Yeah, it's dried mango or Vietnamese mango. Good game so far. Not really a fan of D6. Not a fan of D3. White should play D4. Boring. Pretty good game. Especially considering the players have 3-digit ratings. Moves are all reasonable. White has an interesting tactic here. Take on G5, then take on G4. And then if black takes, knight F6 check wins the queen. But bishop G3 is fine. The engine says they're playing pretty good. Prefers knight takes. Knight takes gets the bishop out to G4, where it can be helpful, or the knight. The king takes isn't as good. The knight's not good on F3. It wants to be on G4, E3, or F5. Knight G5. Yeah, better is just to take. Then white's better. Now white's down a piece. Whoa. Yeah, white's down a piece if black takes it. Now, knight e6 is very strong, because if you take the knight, you lose your queen. But I assume knight takes h3 was played. Now it's about equal. These moves are good. King e7 is something to sneeze at. You know, white's playing pretty well the last 5 moves. Ooh, f4's not good. White should play a4 and push on the queen's side where white has the advantage. That's not very good either. Yeah, black should just play rook g8 and use the open g file. Now it says it's about equal. It says bishop c8's a blunder and c5 wins. That is a big threat. I'm not sure why white didn't take this. Free pawn, might as well take it. That move's okay. This is okay. It says it's equal. Queen g7. Whoa! That move's not as bad as I thought it was. Still probably a draw. Yeah, this is a draw now with correct play. That c5 is a mistake. It says rook a1 draws and rook a2 draws. Problem with c5 is white can play a6. The pawn's indirectly defended by the other rook. Okay, now it's a draw again. Whoa. Okay, that move is a blunder. That was the biggest blunder of the game. This game was pretty well played. Both players are rated under 1,000. It says rook a4 and rook a2 both draw. And probably other moves. You know, after g takes, white wins. After king takes, black wins. So 50-50. White wins. Now, if Tortolino was black, he would draw anyway. Jim can chess with this Seinfeld reference. Well, now white's winning. So black was doing fine the last 20 moves until he played rook takes rook on f3. That was the big blunder. Then black resigned after g takes. I guess black thought king takes queen and forgot about g takes. Forgot about Dre too. That was a very good game for players of your rating with the time control especially taken into account. Seems like you're both underrated. Then black proved his rating by playing rook takes. Although somehow black is 1 point higher rated. Z versus NN. Both players are in the 1300s. Queen sack declined, plus cool mate in this short Blackburn Gambit game. So Z is our hero. The game is 5 minute with a 3 second increment online blitz. It's online blitz. Interesting gambit. Yeah, that's not a good move because I can take it. And he did. Queen d4 is actually the best move. Yeah, if you take the queen, then this wins the queen back with interest. Then white's up a piece. So knight e5 is a blunder that loses. Queen d4 is a good move. Then white's just up a piece. Not so sure about king e8. But okay, I guess it's okay. I saw queen d8 mate, but I didn't see bishop f7 mate. Bishop f7 mate is a much cooler mate. Yeah, white played a lot better than black that game. White played almost a perfect game. Black made a few bad moves, but knight e5, after knight e5, they're just losing. Yeah, after knight e5, when you see this, you always have to look at knight takes. An example from a lot of games played by Atul Shetty when he was younger. Knight e5 loses because you take it. He had this several times when he was 6, 7, 8 years old. Then takes, bishop b5 check, and white's winning. This loses a piece, same as the last game. White's up a piece. And c6 also loses. After dc, it's a marvel that black's lost. I haven't made that joke in a while. I used to make it every stream. You guys still don't get it. Bishop takes f7 isn't mate instead of taking the queen. That must have been the last game. Maybe. Maybe you're right. Yeah, you're right. Bishop takes queen, bishop e5 check wins, but this is mate. So you're correct. It was comical. Yeah, and black's lost here, even though black's up a queen, because I'm threatening c7 check winning, and I'm threatening c takes b7 check winning. There's nothing that black can do. Black's going to be down a piece. Yay, 500 bits. Thanks, Damian Rice 7. Go Bills. The Bills. I also said that Washington would win. And now I think Kansas City will win, which means you should bet it all on the Eagles. Eagles are pretty good. It should be a good Super Bowl. Yeah, I guessed every game wrong in every round. I thought Houston would lose. I thought the Lions would win in the first round. Kobe. LeBron James seems to have a better career than Kobe. I'm watching the Kobe story on CNN once a week. Yeah, when he went to trial, very suspicious. I never knew what to think after watching that show. Not in Kobe's corner. Although he did play good basketball. So. But when it was over, the trial, when she gave up, because his lawyers cost more money than you make in a million years. When they dropped the charges, Kobe's wrote a letter saying, yeah, I can see how she thought it might have been forced. I see her point of view now. I mean, if it was consensual, then you wouldn't see that point of view. If it was forced, then you would see that point of view. O.J. Simpson. Who's more guilty, O.J. Simpson or Kobe? And the answer is O.J. Simpson. If I had done it, that's right. That's a good book. Kobe apologized saying, I can see her point of view now. And OJ wrote a book, If I Did It. I mean, god damn. I mean, sometimes you gotta shut the fuck up. Have you ever played against early chess engines like Bronstein? Bronstein was a person, and I played him twice. Hey, Ben, you are not a vegan. Damn. Thought I was. That's terrible to learn on my stream from somebody on YouTube. I can read the chat for a while, and then I'll raid somebody. That was all the games. Come on, there's a lot of you here. Somebody should have something to say. I don't have any plan to play in anything soon, so I don't know when my next tournament is. Which trial when you were two, Kobe or O.J. Simpson? I assume you mean O.J. Simpson. Yay, happy Groundhog Day. The movie Karen doesn't like. No, I've been vegan for 6 or 7 years. I forgot. I think it's 7. I've been vegetarian since July of '86. Then on a New Year's Day resolution, I became vegan. I think 7 years ago. So 7 years and 1 month. The Kobe one? Oh. Yeah, I was never a fan of Kobe because I was a vegetarian, then a vegan. So, Kobe. I'm Canadian. I have to boycott subscribing for 4 years. No. What's my favorite gummy bear color? I don't know. Probably the Venus de Gummy is my favorite gummy. I haven't played a lot of engines, but I played Bronstein twice. I lost once and I won once. I heard it's not healthy to be a vegan. You heard wrong. Random person on the internet. That's not a horror movie. Have you seen Shaq act? Oh, snap. Tariffs are even crazier than Fox News. Is Quebec still part of Canada? You eat a lot of tofu? A lot is 2 words, not one. I do like tofu. I haven't had any today, but I do like tofu. I had a couple of protein shakes today. Still part of Canada, sadly. Man, the truth hurts. Vikanze 1992. Yeah, I played in Vikanze B group like 2 or 3 times. I played Bronstein once. I was in a queen and rook ending, double rook ending that I lost where I was better. I analyzed that game recently. Yeah, I made a big blunder and he punished me. That was a long game. Then I beat him in a game in some weekend tournament and he hung his queen on like move 50. So I took his queen. He just hung his queen. Truth hurts. He said like he was old or something. I don't know. And protein shakes is vegan with 4 question marks. Yep, the one I drink is. Everything's vegan. Just go to the internet and type vegan, then what you want that's vegan, that you can buy it. Life is easy. Go to Amazon, type in some food you want, beef jerky, then type in vegan, and you can have vegan beef jerky in 2 days. Free shipping. Also, I don't like the way vegan beef jerky tastes. It tastes terrible. I got it by accident once. Are mushrooms vegan? Yes. Top of the muffin to you. Top of the muffin to you. Yes, it is. That's why you capitalize to you. Zaire, you're not very well informed. Go mushrooms. So if anybody has an idea, let me know, and then I'll ignore it. Today, my dog was acting weird, one of our dogs, and they were on the couch like slobbering, like it was wet. They were just like dripping water from their mouth. And I was like, "Are you okay?" Then he started shaking, like his whole body was shaking. And then I said, "Let me get you a treat." And then he wouldn't leave the couch to get a treat, that's the weirdest thing I've said. Then he finally left the couch and he like fell. And then he was like crawling over to get the treat. And his legs were like jelly, like he couldn't move and he was shaking. And I came downstairs to tell Karen I'm taking him to the vet because he's acting so weird. Then when I came back upstairs, he was wagging his tail, looking at me like it was the happiest day of his life. And like nothing was wrong, and nothing's been wrong since. It was very strange, because when I left to tell Karen I'm taking him to the vet, he was like on the ground shaking, and his legs were like, couldn't stand up. And I don't know what the slobbering was on the couch. Anyway, this all lasted like 4 minutes. Then he was like never better, like wagging his tail. He loved those treats. I thought about taking him to the vet anyway. Then I would say, "Look at my dog." And they're like, "Your dog looks pretty happy." No, there wasn't thundering outside. It seemed like a dog stroke. It seemed like that. Or like having a, what's the other word? Not stroke. Like a seizure. No, the dog wasn't asleep. Yeah, somebody else said seizure. My dog used to do that when it ate peanut butter? Huh. Anyway, he ate the treats I gave him. I came back upstairs and he was like the happiest dog I've ever seen. He's about 7 years old. He's never been so happy since that happened. I thought about taking him to the vet anyway, but then they would say like, "What are you talking about?" That's what I assume they'll say. He's a mixed breed. They go to the vet all the time and get all their medicines and get checkups. We spend millions on them. They're always at the vet doing whatever is supposed to be done for a dog. Man, their medicine's expensive. God damn. Flea medicine, hundreds of dollars. Hundreds. The dogs are not vegan. God damn. We have 2 dogs. The other dog just wanted a treat. He didn't care about the other dog. So basically, that's what I was thinking. It was either a seizure or what's the other word? A stroke. And then it went away like it never happened. We take the dogs in. It happened today. We take the dogs in all the time. So next time we take them in, I'll tell them what happened. We're always taking the dogs in for something. Sometimes we just go out of town for a couple of days, so we bring the dogs in for boarding. I think it was sleepwalking. With his eyes open, and he left the couch to get a treat and walked all the way to the other room? Yeah, maybe. I don't think he was asleep. I think he either had a seizure or a stroke. But if he did, he recovered really quickly. God damn. I came downstairs and came upstairs, and he was like wagging his tail, looking at me like, "Yay, I got a treat." I mean, he could have been tricking me. He wanted a treat so badly, he played like he was sick, but not really. That didn't really happen. He wouldn't do that. Karen thinks she might have been choking on something. This is a variation from a game. All right, well, you guys said like what I thought, but probably should talk to the vet about it. Okay, we'll raid the chest sharks. I almost raided the wrong people. Yeah, I saw it was wrong, CL Smith. Thanks. Yeah, those are the right ones. All right, I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Thanks for watching the stream and thanks for supporting the stream. Nice to see you, CL Smith. Bye, everyone.